This is not a good factions base. This is better. Now this is perfect. I'm going to show you exactly how to make the base you just saw. So the first thing you're going to want to do is find a good spot to make your base. And as you can see, this is basically in the middle of nowhere. So I'm going to go ahead and do /F claim 3 and bam, I've claimed this whole area. Alright, so I went ahead and enabled chunk borders, on the client I'm on. If you don't have a client like this, basically what you can do is do /FSC and bam, it'll kind of outline the chunks for you that way. But chunks are very important, and basically what you're going to want to do is go ahead and grab yourself a vertical gen bucket so you can go all the way up. Because basically you want your base to be as high as it can be. And these chunk borders basically are just kind of like an outline of where to build. So you don't like kind of build like, 3 blocks into here and 10 blocks into here, yada, yada, yada. All right, so the next thing you want to do is basically just outline this whole chunk that, the middle one that I'm in obsidian. Now this is pretty non-negotiable. You want to make sure it's obsidian or else it's going to be able to be exploded by creeper eggs. And that's just not going to work too well. So once you outline it, you just got to fill it in. Alright, so once you have this whole thing filled in, you're going to want to go back to the gen buckets. And this is where you can use the cobblestone instead. So if you get one of these, you can go under here and just start placing like so. And as you can see, it is genning all the way down. Without you having to do anything. So once you've gen the whole way around, you want to just kind of figure out where you want the floor to be. I'm thinking about right here, so what I'm gonna do is actually mine a two tall hole thing right here. And basically, I'm just gonna go all the way around and just mine this like 2 tall area out. Alright, I didn't mention it, but you can also just go to the bottom here and then mine this, thing out, and you can like use like a piece of redstone just to, get rid of it quicker. And see, it'll just, destroy itself all the way down. Alright, so now what you're going to want to do is basically do what we did above and make the whole, bottom obsidian. Alright, then after you have the whole thing, filled out, you just go back out here, you go back and get another gen bucket, and you want to make sure you get a horizontal gen bucket. And then all you do is just gen like so. So then when you have this, little area, you can basically just water this, to where it like ocean the whole area, just like this, and bam, this is what's called a rev layer. Basically you have a, second floor so someone can't shoot, up and into your base. But at the same time, you also have actually 2 base shells done. Now this is basically probably going to be your main, base where you put like your spawners and your chests and stuff. But this, could also be used as a little area for like a cactus farm or something. So it'll definitely, not go to waste. But this video isn't about what you can put on the interior of your base. It is purely about how to make the best defenses for the base. So now this is where it gets exciting. All the walls, all the lava walls, all that type of stuff is what you're going to do after this. Now, first off, I want to explain something really quick. Every server is going to have a chunk buffer limit. Basically, that means that from this block, how many chunks can you go this direction with walls? So you can have 10 chunks of walls this direction on your base, and in every direction, that is. You can just have a maximum of 10 chunks. And as I said, this is 1 chunk, 2 chunk, 3 chunk, etc. So yeah, the rest of this is honestly pretty self-explanatory. You are basically just using, this, gen bucket and making walls all the way around your base. You want to always make sure that there's a 1 block gap in between, the blocks and stuff, because basically what you're going to do afterwards is come through and water this. Alright, so I went ahead and did a handful of walls, and basically I'll just explain what these are real quick. They're pretty simple. These walls you see that wrap all the way around the base are basically called wraps. Yeah, who would have guessed? And then these walls that don't wrap all the way around are just called, straight walls, flat walls, anything you want to call them. But basically this is, you can just kind of do whatever you want here. I decided to do like 2 wraps and then all the rest straight walls. You can do any combination you kind of want. You do want to make sure you probably have at least 1 wrap though. That's usually a pretty good, kind of way to go about it. Now the next thing I'm going to show is basically regens. And if you don't know what a regen is, it's basically a wall that regenerates when it's being shot at. So they're a little more difficult to understand, but you know, hopefully I'm able to, you know, kind of, you know, figure that out. But yeah, these are basically the, you know, most cost efficient and simple regens, you know, I can kind of think of. So you're gonna want some slime blocks so you can break them instantly. But basically what you're gonna do is from this last wall, you're going to go about, you know, 3 or 4 blocks out, and then what you're gonna do is make a little 2x2 platform, and you can go ahead and break the blocks behind it. But you're gonna make a little 2x2 platform right here, and then what you're gonna do is put cobblestone on each side just like so, and then you're going to put stuff right in front of it like that. And this is just a placeholder block. You can get rid of that, and then you can also, you know, fill that out like so. I might have just said that was a placeholder block, but you do need them, you know, still there. And you're basically just going to do this, and then you're going to mine the middle block right there, and then you can finish by making them, you know, too deep or whatever you want to do. And so then what you're going to do is come to the back of this and basically just put a slime block here, and then, you know, wrap it around. You know, you don't need that block either, but this is basically what you're gonna do. So now you're gonna need your infinite cobblestone, you know, gen bucket down, and you're gonna go under these and basically just gen them in. And so now you're gonna put water right here, only at the back 2 you know, blocks. You don't want to put it here. You want to make sure it's in the back too. Now what you can do is just break the bottom blocks, and then go here and just break these. So it's gonna look something like this, all right? And now the next thing is what I mean by cost efficient. So basically you're gonna have to put lava all the way through this, and I don't mean just the top block. I mean, you're gonna have to put lava from Y1 all the way up here. So you have a couple options of what you can do with this. If you go to miscellaneous, you can buy lava buckets, but as you can see, they're almost $3,000 a bucket. So that's kind of, you know, just not in the picture right now, unless you're just absolutely booling with money. But what I'm going to do is actually buy about a stack of regular buckets. And then I'm going to do /wild and going to a random, you know, Nova Nether or whatever. Just go to a nether world. As you can see, I'm here. And basically, you're just going to want to find a lava pool. So here's, you know, the remnants of one. As you can see, this probably started like right here, but people have already been here doing the exact same thing. I'm on fire. All right, so here's, you know, a decent, you know, sized lava pool. You know, the main issue is, well, it's already been drained a lot already by other people doing this. But basically, you just kind of want to find, you know, a spot where you can just kind of fill up your lava buckets. I went ahead and got a fire resistance potion, so, you know, you'll probably have to make one to, you know, do this, you know, well. But as you can see, I'm just going through and filling up as many buckets as I can. And bam, I have a whole stack of buckets. So now I'm basically going to show you, you know, what this does. So basically, I'm not going to do the whole thing. You know, I'm not going to go all the way from the bottom, but basically you would start at the bottom and then do this. You know, every block you're placing a lava bucket, making sure you do not miss any spots. And so then if I were to break this block right here, you can see that it will regen. And if I break this block back here, it'll do the exact same. Voila. But yeah, you know, that's basically how you make them. And so basically from here, you can just expand them. So you can kind of put them on each other. I'll do one real quick just to show you how to do it. You know, you basically just do the exact same thing we did to start that. You put, you know, your slime blocks just like this. Get your water in the back 2 blocks. Break these blocks. Can get rid of this too. Make sure you gen underneath this so it goes all the way down. And then you just place your lava like so. And bam, you just have another one next to it. And basically, you know, you are going to want to, you know, just put these all the way down the line. So I'm going to go ahead and basically kind of finish off the base. And I'll be back to explain everything that I do afterwards. Alright, so I have basically finished, you know, the entire base. But unfortunately, as you can see right here, I kind of ran out of money. So, you know, I couldn't finish this. I also fucked up on it, you know, as you can see. But one thing I did want to explain beforehand is, you know, with these regens, when you do a, you know, wall next to it, just do it exactly how this looks. So basically, it's like 2 blocks away, and then water the part that is directly in front of this little protruded bit of the regen, so it looks, you know, just like this, because then it'll regen this front block too. And then as you can see, you know, I made another regen. The one thing you want to do if you make 2 regens is make sure they are not lined up. You see how like the middle of the lava is there on that one? You want to make sure it's not lined up. And so this one is basically one offset, and that's how they all are on the base. And that's just going to make it a little harder to cannon to get into. And then also I have at the end here, I have a little lava wall, like lava in between the walls. This simply is just to prevent concrete cannoning. You don't actually need it since you have these, but you know, it's definitely, you know, not a bad thing to have. And this is only like, I only lava the top layer of this. You don't need to lava like all the way down, you know what I mean? But yeah, this is a very, you know, kind of simple base that, you know, as a solo you should be able to do. It took me roughly about $1 million to get, you know, up to here basically. And so you know, you should be able to get that, you know, over a few days. If you watch the video before I did on how to kind of start factions, that's going to be how you get your money to do your base. So, you know, that's, you know, go ahead, check that out if you haven't. But regardless, this is, you know, just kind of, you know, a pretty simple starter base for a solo. You will probably be pretty safe in here, to be honest. But this is what I'm going to do. If I do fmap, you can see it's claimed, but I'm going to do /f unclaim 3. And bam, as you can see, this is unclaimed. Now here are the chords. Basically, check these chords out. I am in the, what am I in? I'm in the Luna world. So if you do /wild, you go to Luna, and then you go to the Luna overworld. I am at these coordinates, and basically, if you want it, come and get it. You know, you can come and have this base. I basically made this base for one of y'all. The only downside is, yes, everyone is going to know where your base is because I just put the chords on the video. But if you want a base to use, come over here, use the base. It is yours to keep. And then you can also, you know, finish the sides or expand it out. This is about, I think, like 3, maybe 4 chunks of defenses. You still have, you know, 6 or 5 or 6 chunks you can go further. Keep expanding on this if you have the money, if you have the time, and you will definitely not get raided. But yeah, that's it for the base building episode. Tomorrow there will be the raiding episode, so definitely, you know, be ready for that.